Hello there, it's Dan Pendergraft, also known as DPend, and I'm coming at you with another video finally. I really wanted to make this video because I've been in a very transitionary phase, moving into a new space, and I'm in a situation that has been very good productively and creatively for me in the past, which is living by myself, having no roommate. So really excited to get a pseudo studio kind of going on in the living room, just where I have a setup where I can make music, write, and record videos on this blank wall. So in the future going forward, I'm trying to basically brainstorm on my approach to making videos because I have a lot of ambitious ideas and really want to experiment a lot since I'm new to the video format. I do want to migrate to DTube in the sense of posting my videos there at least several days in advance of putting it on the centralized version, because that's definitely where my heart lies and where I think the future of all of creativity lies, is in the decentralized approach. So moving forward in the future, some of the different things that I want to do, seeing as how I suffer from the syndrome known as too many interests syndrome, I want to just experiment and also ask what's the type of content that everyone likes to see and what's the most helpful for everyone. For instance, I'm happy to do just speaking videos like this where we go into maybe book reviews, different philosophical sort of explorations or self-explorations out loud. We can have in the future definitely video conversations with other creators and other thinkers. I think that could be really interesting, like a video podcast sort of deal. I do want to try reciting some of my poems on video to see if anyone gravitates towards that. I still really like doing the experimental music videos that I was working on. The main reason why I stopped doing that was just the sheer amount of time that it was taking to do each one, and then not really getting much feedback. It can be really hard starting up. In general, I think of myself as someone who can stay self-motivated and keep going just intrinsically. But the older that I get, and hopefully wiser, although that's up for debate, I do realize how important it is to have the external motivation. And it really takes very little for me. One of the main reasons why I'm wanting to get back to Steemit and DTube and posting in that whole community is because I've just been so fortunate and grateful to have people, interacting with my poetry and my music, things that I create on there. And it really keeps me going. I think as an artist, there can always be a point where you ask yourself, this is great and I really enjoyed this, but what is the point of me doing this endeavor, whatever it may be? So just when you get into those periods, it's very helpful to have some constructive interaction. And I'm looking forward to that going forward. I've had a period where I've wanted to kind of step back from being super active on the internet and using the computer, and I think that's been really helpful to sort of prioritize and get my bearings on things, and also take more time to just study and read books that I've missed out on during some of the manic phases of creating on Steemit. I basically encountered something that, not that I thought I was immune to, but wasn't expecting to hit me so hard, which is just creator burnout. And I went extremely hard for several months on Steemit, where I was definitely posting every day, and in that summer, I think it was 2017, it would be up to like 4 posts a day, short posts, and it was just pretty much nonstop. So I do tend to get obsessive about things, and that can be definitely not healthy. And so it's very interesting because I've always had this sort of philosophical obsession with the idea of moderation. And part of that is because it's always been so hard for me to find moderation, I think, with different endeavors and different activities in life. So all this video is to say hello to DTube again, and also to YouTube. It'll be posted a few days later. And just welcome everybody to come along for the ride. And, I'm wanting to try a lot of things out and really value above all. Upvotes, likes, subscribes, all those things. It's nice. But what I really value more than anything else and is the most important to me is feedback and, having an open dialogue with a community of creators and thinkers. So I want to just say thank you very much to everyone who's interacted with me, whether it be on Steemit or YouTube. And one other thing, for the question of why DPend with no dash on YouTube and why DPend with a dash on Steemit. Well, really the answer is the same thing a lot of people dealt with, which is just when I signed up for Steemit, I had no idea about how everything worked, and I really didn't know that the name would be permanent. So if I could go back, I would remove the dash just because it's more complicated to explain to people. So I'll always be D-Pend on Steemit, but most likely on other platforms, just go for the more simple DPend. So I think that about wraps it up, and I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. Goodbye.